This is Tom Fox. I'd like to welcome you to the newest addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
In compliance, the value of anonymous reporting is undeniable. But with Ethico, anonymity doesn't mean a loss of connection. Our blinded, two-way communication fosters an environment of trust and confidentiality, encouraging open and honest dialogue. It's not just about receiving reports. It's about understanding the story behind each one, creating a culture of integrity and respect. Transform your approach to anonymous reporting with Ethico. Begin your journey at ethico.com/CPN, where you can book a demo, access an exclusive white paper by Tom Fox titled The ROI of Compliance, and utilize our free ROI calculator.
Today, I'd like to take up the role of institutional fairness in a compliance program. This is a little bit different than institutional justice because it really speaks to have you applied things consistently. So from the 2023 ECCP, the Department of Justice posed the following questions. Have disciplinary actions and incentives been fairly and consistently applied across the organization? Are there similar instances of misconduct that are treated disparately, and if so, why? There are three areas where institutional fairness is critical. Number one, administration of discipline. Discipline must not only be administered fairly, but it must be administered consistently across a company for a violation of a company policy. Failure to administer discipline uniformly will destroy any vestige of credibility a compliance program has. Likewise, there must be real consequences for an employee who violates your compliance program. If the regulators come knocking and you have not disciplined employees for codes of conduct violations or compliance program violations in multiple years, the DOJ and SEC will pretty quickly conclude you're not serious about compliance. 2, employee promotions. In addition to the area of discipline, which may be administered after the completion of a compliance investigation, you must also place compliance firmly as a part of ongoing employee evaluations and promotions. If a company is seen to advance and only reward employees who achieve their numbers by whatever means necessary, other employees will certainly take note and it will be understood what management evaluates and rewards employees on. And 3, internal investigations. It is essential that investigations be seen as fair and impartial because if they're not seen that way, frankly, they're not. And a key reason employees will go outside of a company hotline is that they don't believe that they're going to receive anything close to fair results or even a fair investigation. So your investigation must be fair to all concerned, and employees who do step forward and blow the whistle must be protected. So you need to pair institutional fairness with institutional justice in your compliance program. So this month's sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, including this podcast, is Ethico. Have you ever wondered about the ROI of your compliance program or had concerns with presenting budget proposals to your CFO? Well, I partnered with Ethico to write a white paper on the ROI of compliance and how you can think through compliance as an investment strategy. Ethico has put together a ROI calculator for you. Check them out on the website. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.